problem I've been having for years was that the walls were starting to bow. And it wasn't anything we noticed at first. It was when we bought the house, it was very dry outside, and all the walls were exactly where they were supposed to be, and all the cracks looked like hairline cracks and everything else. And then 6 months later, the water came, and then you started to notice, oh look, that crack's getting bigger. And so I watched it for a while, and I thought, well, the wall's primarily straight. I'll kind of play it by ear. And as I kind of kept an eye on it, and I kept measuring it. And when it got to the point where I looked at the one crack in the wall and it was a 1/4 inch thick, I told my wife, I can fit 4 pennies in this wall, in this crack right here. I think we ought to give somebody a call. Your office staff are great. I didn't talk to them that long. They were quick to get me scheduled, and they're very pleasant to talk to. They made accommodations for my schedule, which I valued a lot. Kevin Sweeney was my consultant, and Kevin Sweeney is awesome. He took the time to really explain things to us. I mean, he was here for a good 4 hours, and this was on a weekend. I talked to a couple masonry companies, and they had ideas for fixing it. But Kevin was he came in and he looked and he pointed out things to me that the other guys didn't. So you got to think about where your problem comes from in the first place. These guys want to come in, they want to rebuild your walls, they want to fill it full of structural stuff like that. But the problem is that water's coming from somewhere. It's coming in, it's going to keep coming to that place. You've got to get a way to get it out. And that's, that's how we talked about the sump pump and all that. And I really felt that, although Kevin is a salesperson, by trade, I mean, he wasn't, the other guys felt like they were really kind of pushing it on me, and their method. And Kevin was there to kind of talk about, there are these ways of doing it. Here's why our way is better. Here's why our way works. I thought that was really good. I told him, I said, as a teacher, I feel you're a very good teacher of your subject matter there. I left that meeting, not only he left with a signature from us, and we left with a feeling of that this is definitely the best way to execute this problem, that we want to take care of it. I talked to the foreman. The foreman really knew his trade well. He explained to me every part of what he put in. When they were all done with the work, he showed me exactly what he did. He showed me parts that he preferred to use where he put those in. He said, these are a little bit stronger, that's why I use these. And I said, oh, okay, very good. But it seemed like he cared about what he was doing. You could tell if he was going to put his name behind it, that the work was going to be solid. I was also very impressed that they took the time to make sure that they cared for the things in the basement as much as possible. I had it in my mind to put drop cloths over everything, and I just didn't get around to it. And when I came home the first day, he had everything taped off. Everything had a drop cloth or a dust shield on it, because you start cracking concrete, it's going to churn up a bunch of dust. And they really took time not only to do that, but then to clean up afterwards. The cleanup was very good. We were very impressed with their work. Absolutely. I already have on the Google review that I did. I'm very impressed with the whole situation. Between the call that I made, when Kevin came out, the foreman that did the work, the follow-up. There was no problem when they did the final inspection. When Medina came through to the final inspection. Everything was really solid, and I think when you're going about this, you're going about it almost, you see these things happening and dollar signs start going by in your eyes and you go, oh no, this is the exact thing that we were trying to avoid when we bought the place. And Ohio Basement Systems makes it so that you feel confident in the product, you feel confident in what you're getting, and you feel like you're getting a good investment for your money. I look at other places and I go, yeah, we would have paid for that, but how long would that last? And I know there's a solid company behind it. You got good guarantees, and I can even, just by looking at the materials that they use down there, I feel confident in those materials. I mean, that steel down there is ridiculous. It looks so much stronger now than it ever did before. The sump pump it's got the triple safe sump on it. It's got a main pump, and there's a secondary pump in case that pump can't handle it. There's a backup pump in case it fails. I mean, just those kind of little things are what makes your product head and shoulders above the rest.